You are now listening to the Q&E Podcast.
Is this what you want? Huh? Is this what you want? Well, come and get it, goddammit!
What's up, everybody? You're listening to the Q&E Podcast, and you're here with your boy Q Hicks right now. And I got Edgar on the other line. Edgar, tell the people what's good.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Q&E Podcast. Today we have Snowfall Season 5, Episode 7 review. This episode was titled Lying in a Hammock, and this episode felt like a really filler type episode. Like, it wasn't a lot that happened. I know we got a lot of emotional stuff with Jerome and how he's feeling in this part of being in the game now and whatnot, but I think this was a real filler episode. They could have done a lot more.
But I'm glad they did this because that's what we were kind of known for in the past. We were known for way more filler episodes. And I think that was the problem with this season because we jumped into so much entertainment shit and y'all not really telling a good story for real. So they really shoring up a lot of the plot lines that they're going with this. Like the Parissa question mark, it's like, okay, I see what she wants now. She wants Teddy. Okay, it's shored up on that end. We see what the Kane and Leon and Franklin situation is going to be. We see what's going on with Veronique. We see what everything's going on with Cissy. We see the Jerome and Peaches point. So everything, even though we saying it's a filler, everything was shored up in this episode when all of the other entertainment shit really didn't have a good story because none of the shit made sense, but they're shoring up a lot of the question marks. So I'm glad that we had this episode because we had way more in past seasons, like episodes like this. And I think that's why the story lines were better in past seasons, but I think it's a good thing.
I think it's a good thing, like you said, that they did fill a lot of context questions that we had. I just think they kind of, I don't know, I feel like this episode was kind of drug out. But maybe to your point, maybe it's because they hit us with so much back-to-back action that we're like, whoa, wait, how is this happening? Why is this happening? So I could understand that point. But the whole time I was watching, I'm like, okay, I'm waiting for the big moment of the episode, and there was no real big moment. So I think that was just the one thing I was missing. But to your point, they're probably just they used that episode to fill in a lot of holes that we had.
But a lot of shit happened though. When you talk about the Louie and the Cop point, we found out that Peaches is behind this shit. That shit blew me away because I just could not believe that Peaches was behind this shit. I thought he had HIV. I thought he was really going to die from this shit, and then we found out that he was a junkie this whole time, and he really robbed Franklin and ran away with their money. He looked like he went to Thailand. So that shit blew me away because all this time I was like, we wasted all this time looking for Peaches, and he gonna be a dead point. But he really was behind this shit, and I truly did not believe that. So yes,
I didn't expect him being a heroin addict. I'm like, bro, what? I'm thinking like if he didn't have HIV, I'm thinking Peaches is gonna turn to a crackhead. Like that was the drug I seen him using. But to find out that Peaches he on that Sherm, that man a Sherm head, I'm like, bro, come on. That's how Peaches going out. And like I said, it's not even the fact that he going out like that. It's the fact we just never saw Peaches again. Like that's the part that was messing with me. It was like, damn, he really just went MIA. Like, we didn't get to at least see him taking money or see him going somewhere. So we got a lot of episodes. Like, we got a full season, basically, of Peaches growing with this business that Franklin was building. So for one episode, for him to just not be here anymore, and then from then on, like, hey, we can't trust Peaches, it's like, damn, like, all that. I feel like he had a lot of character, not building, but a lot of character relationship with a lot of these other characters.
But I think that's what heightened the suspense because we really didn't know like that he was on this shit. So I think it made it better. Made it a better surprise not knowing that he was on this shit because we really thought Peaches was a stand-up dude. He wasn't gonna get on that shit. He was always riding with Franklin, but then to just suddenly find this out, it's like, oh, so he was a whole different nigga behind closed door this whole time. So I like the surprise. I just didn't expect it at all because in the beginning of the season, people were saying that. People were saying that Peaches was on drugs. We didn't know what type of drugs. Definitely wouldn't have predicted heroin. But a lot of people were assuming that he was on crack because they were saying the way he looked when Rob ended up getting shot. He looked like he was scared for his life because he didn't know if Franklin knew about him going through his drug situation. But then in the coming episodes, it was like, oh, maybe he's going through HIV. But then we get the HIV hint from Parissa. She ended up mentioning it about it rising in certain areas. So I'm like, oh, it's definitely HIV now. But then to get this surprise, I was like, okay, it makes sense that he's on drugs. Like you said, wouldn't have predicted heroin, but I was like, damn, I definitely thought he was dead at this point.
And we still haven't seen him yet. You know, it's 2 whole episodes left. Well, 3 really. It's 3 whole episodes left. So I feel like we could still get a hint of at least where Peaches is, even if we don't necessarily see him. So I don't know. I
He
feel
couldn't
like
have did this shit by himself though, bro. And that's why I'm kind of fucked up in my head, because I'm like, I thought he was in cahoots with Cam maybe, but I'm like, if he did all this shit himself, like he took $5 million by himself, bro, and he's on the run with $5 million. Because I'm just imagining this nigga running with bags of $5 million. It's like, that's a lot for a nigga to just be carrying around and taking from country to country if he running to Thailand. Like, is nobody going to question that? Nobody looking through bags at TSA? Like, I feel like questions should be asked right now. The next time we see Peaches, he should be caught up in some sort of situation like that. Because running away with $5 million is kind of hard, bro.
We don't know what connections Peaches may have, because one thing about television, they're gonna make something look completely unreal. The fact that Franklin and Gustavo were walking around with $3 million in cash,
that's what
and they only had 2 bags. They only had 1 bag for Franklin and 1 bag for Gustavo. I'm like, that's unrealistic as hell. You cannot fit $3 million in 2 small ass duffel bags. Like that shit was so unreal. So they probably could put it on TV that Peaches had 2 or 3 bags running away with $5 million by himself. I mean, like you said, running into TSA and all that, that's the issue. But him actually having bags to carry, I don't see that being an issue for Peaches with how they did with Franklin and Gustavo. But we don't know. He might have connections with people that can get him through an airport, like a private airport, where he don't got to go through TSA. So we don't know what he could have did. He could have bribed somebody too with some of that money.
And that could be a point why they were focusing so much on the veterans and going through the mental health with veterans. You don't know what people could be going through with the PTSD. And I think that's why Peaches turned to heroin, because he was going through the post-traumatic stress disorder. He was having flashbacks. And I think that's why he was trying to escape. I think that's what the white dude who was showing Jerome around ended up saying. This was his escape. Sometimes it isn't crack. Sometimes it's something that's completely different and off kilter. And it was heroin for him. So we are also getting shown that point. And I think that's interesting. I think Dead Presidents is a movie that really touched on that.
Yes.
How when a lot of people came back to America, we didn't get a lot of health benefits. You really get no money. You get no jobs. It's like you come back, you fought for your country, and you really ain't got shit. You know what I'm saying? And you got drugs all around you, and they could help you with the PTSD and everything that you're going through at the moment. And I think Dead Presidents was a good movie that showed that. And I think that Peaches is going through the same thing right now. And that's why we had those scenes like when Jerome was watching that session go down with everybody, all of the war vets and stuff like that. I think that was powerful.
And I love that scene because it helped him realize what Leon has been saying this whole time is true, because it made him think, I got to get my life together. I got to do something with my life. You know, I want to build the community back up. And he told Louie that around the time, I think, when he proposed to her. Louie finally got proposed to. They finna get married in the next episode, obviously. But Jerome, he went on that rant during his proposal. You know, I want to build the neighborhood back. I want us to have businesses. I want us to have our own community. I want to do something to where my life is meaningful before I'm gone. And I think Jerome understands that, look, the way we going right now, I'm either finna die by the bullet or I'm finna end up reducing myself to whatever Peaches was doing or something similar. So I think that's why he's finally saying, look, we need to get married. We need to get legal money now and just get out the game and just let me do Jam and Jerome. That's all I want to do is Jam and Jerome.
And that's the thing with Jerome. He was really just like the guard dog for Louie this whole episode. And we've seen in past seasons that he had his own business set up, and we really haven't seen him at this business this entire season. It's like, did we just forget about this? Is that business still running? Like, I really didn't know what was going on with Jam and Jerome. So I'm glad to see that he is starting to find his passion again, because that was something that was huge in seasons 3 and 4. Like, he wanted that. So to see that just like fly out the window this season was kind of like a lost point. So I'm glad to see him gravitating more toward that, because I don't know what direction Louie is going. I'm seeing in the preview that she going to start another war with Franklin. She tired of, being on his side. So you don't know where Louie is headed in her direction and what her motivation is. But at least we know Jerome, he want this. He ain't really about the game like everybody thinks he is, bro. So I'm glad he's trying to at least separate himself in that aspect.
And I think it's crazy that Louie is just she keeps, bro, like I don't understand it. Like she keeps putting herself deeper and deeper in this hole with the LAPD. And even the cop asked her, like, when she told him, look, I still want you to go after Kane, like, and I want you to kill him. Like, straight up, simple, straight to the point. I want you to end this nigga. And the cop even asked her, because he looked at Louie like, that's far even for you. Like, if you make this decision, it ain't no turning back from it. So the fact that she's going against what Franklin and Leon had planned, and Leon's plan actually did work, kind of for now, because we still don't know Kane's true motives, but at least on face value, he agreed to do business with them. So even though Louie was told that, she's like, no, I still want to do whatever I'm doing with this dirty cop, and I want to get him killed. Point blank, period. And I think that's going to cause a lot more trouble, bro, for these last few episodes.
True. And I think it's funny because Leon and Franklin, they kept saying like, yeah, we all good for now. But I think Veronique brought up a great point. Like, why would Kane agree to this deal just to get money for his family? He could have did that without y'all. He been in the game for this long. He know the streets. Like, he could have got money on his own. So why is he agreeing to a deal with y'all? Like, what are his motives for real? And I think we still seeing Franklin slip in some aspects. The higher he gets, the more he slips on the ground level. And we're seeing that more and more. And we're seeing people like Veronique point it out. Like, bro, like, why do you think he's agreeing to this deal? Like, why are you not thinking about that? Why do you think that this is a temporary solution when it's really not? This could end up biting you in the ass even bigger than it was before. Like, he could really end up getting you because he's going to be a part of your organization now. So he can get you at points where you're not even looking at him. Like, you need to be like actually looking at him, bro, and trying to figure out a way to dead this situation now, not prolong it, because that's all you're doing. Because this is a man boy situation once again. You putting him in your situation, and man boy was close to getting your ass. And now man boy dead right now, but man boy was close, bro. And now you're having another type of situation like that. Like, you need to think about what's going on the ground level, because you're thinking too high right now. So,
and Veronique even told him that. She was like, you used to be able to point people out so easily of who was fraud, who was for real. And this is so unlike you to just be okay with what's going on. But I understand Leon and Franklin's point of view, especially Leon, because Leon is looking at it like, yeah, this dude shot at us, like he trying to kill us and whatnot, but we've looked up to him like a big brother, like all our lives. Like, he really did raise
They got to stop holding on to that though, bro. They got to stop holding on to it. But I understand their point though. I understand. I agree. They got to let that shit go, because this is war right now. He don't want to hear all that. Saying. So, they just went at your mom and your unborn child, bro. And you talking about this my OG? Like, what does that matter, my nigga? That shit does not matter at all that this is your OG. You killed his brother and he tried to kill your people. Why are y'all niggas cool? Like, it should be war action, my nigga. It should be no deals being made unless that shit is a truce, period, and we cutting each other off and no communication. But you being a part of my business should not have been in the deal or in the cars at all, right, bro. Like, that shit ain't even cool. I don't give a damn who he is and what he meant to y'all in the past. So that's what I'm saying. Like, Franklin slipping on that aspect, bro. And the fact that Veronique has to point it out for him, it's like, damn, Frank, I thought we already had this problem before. I thought you already elevated to see shit like this with Man Boy, and now you falling into the trap once again. And then you got your mama over here. You know what I'm saying? You trying to get your mama in check, and your mama starting to make a decision like she about to drop a dime on you.
I was about to say, she pulled out that recorder. I was like, no, she thinking about her son.
So not only do you have your enemies trying to get your ass, you got your own moms. We going through another season 4 situation where Alton snitched on your ass, but you about to have a season 5 situation with your own mama, the woman you trust the most in this world. So it's like from every direction, bro, you see mistrust, and you're not seeing any of this shit right now, bro, because it was that one scene where I think somebody had ended up telling him that his mom was out to drink with an old friend, and then Franklin ended up questioning, like, old friend, like, who's she having a drink with?
Yeah.
Like, so he's thinking, he's processing, like, she shouldn't be drinking with a friend because she has no friends around here. So I think his antenna is elevated, but he's thinking, it's my mom, I can trust her. But I think he should be suspicious to what his mom got going on, bro, because it's just weird. It's just weird in that aspect. So I don't know.
And I at least with Alton, I think what Alton was doing was bad, but at least he never put Franklin's name out there, and we understood it. If Cissy goes at Franklin, like, she's directly going at Franklin by recording this man. Alton just wanted to get Teddy, and if Franklin just so happened to get caught in that fire, then so be it. But Alton's main goal was getting the CIA exposed. That was Alton's goal. Cissy is just all about literally killing Teddy. But if she got to bug her son and get her son caught up in the process, she's willing to do it. Alton was like, hey, I'm not trying to get my son involved, but if it happens, it happens. Cissy is like, no, I damn near have to do this to make him understand.
And the thing about Alton, this is why I say we understand, because he was saying the detriment that the drugs were doing to his community. So he was saying, I got to cut this off. So it was like, we understand, Alton. You're going about it the wrong way for sure, but we understand it. Like, he a stand-up dude for that. But then we see it from Cissy's perspective. It's like, all right, we understand you trying to kill Teddy, but it's clear as day. And this dude even told you that I don't even give a damn about your son. He honestly told you that to your face. Like, if I got to go through your son, if your son gonna get in trouble, that it is what it is. Like, he's told you that, and you still going along with this shit? Like, is this? I want to know the conversation that was had between those two. Like, is she being forced to do this shit? Or is she so focused on killing Teddy that she isn't even thinking that, oh, my son can get killed or get jailed in the process?
I don't know, bro. It's going to be a sticky situation, bro. I doubt this will happen. And I think you may have brought this up. But if Franklin got to think about offing his mom, that's going to be wild.
I brought that shit up last season, yeah.
That's going to be wild, bro. Because you brought that up. I was like, nah, bro. It's Cissy. That's his mom. Like, even if they on different planes when it comes to thinking about how to do shit, like, I feel like that would be a beef we'll never see. But now she thinking about bugging this man. He don't know if he could trust him anymore. If Franklin got to think about offing his mom, that's going to be crazy.
That shit is wild. And you see, Teddy even checked him about that. Teddy was like, why is your mom back? Like, that wasn't even a part of the deal. Your mom's back. She's supposed to be in Cuba. Now she back in the picture. And not only that, she trying to kill him. And on the second part of that conversation, it's like, bro, like, your mom is causing trouble when that's not even supposed to be her role like that. She's supposed to be your ride or die, and now she's causing more problems. That's why it was so funny when they had that conversation in this episode. She was like, he was like, you telling Veronique, she can be getting injured in the process, dealing with me, this, that, the third, and you're not really focused on the real estate business. I thought that's why you came back down here to check on me in the business. It's like you causing more problems with the Veronique situation, and now he doesn't even know about the tape and the other agent. So it's like she causing so many problems. That shit is crazy.
The other big point that I wanted to talk about though, bro, this agent that Teddy just got, bro. If Teddy is doing what I think he's doing, because we know he's trying to bug Franklin. We see him and Gustavo. Gustavo was looking confused, like, you really finna bug Franklin and bug all his cars and try to bug all his people and all that. So Teddy was already going to the extreme with that. But whoever this agent is that he just hired, bro, if he does what I think he's about to do and taps all of Franklin's accounts and threatens to take all of Franklin's money, that's going to be the biggest shitstorm ever.
We seen another.
Remember at the end of the episode, he was talking to that white dude and he was like, what do you need? And he was like, I need bank account numbers. I need names, addresses, phone numbers, like this, that, and the third. He's trying to get information on Franklin, bro. Because if he can threaten Franklin and say, I got your bank account info, if you do anything out of line, I'm taking all your shit, that's going to be epic. And I think they'll have enough ammo if they make another season, bro. I'm telling you right now, Teddy trying to real deal get Franklin.
Damn, that shit went completely over my head. Or I missed that scene because that's crazy as hell. Because I don't think what Teddy is doing is going to work with bugging all this shit. I think Franklin is smart enough to know not to get caught up in that bug type situation, even though his mom is trying to do the same thing. But that money thing can hold, like, that can really hold him by the balls because he really wants Ted to become clean. Like, we obviously know to be a real estate agent, to be deep in this real estate game, you have to have your finances in check. So if Teddy is going to say, I don't want you to buy anything else, and I'm going to make sure you don't buy anything else by freezing your accounts and all that shit, like, bro,
man, I'm telling you, shit's going to get
and
crazy.
I think that's going to be more prevalent than anything else that he's doing. It's going to be that money. You gotta hold over my money, bro. Like that's some different shit, bro.
The CIA at that. It ain't like it's just Teddy.
Yeah.
If Teddy wants, he can get that shit to anybody else in the CIA, and Franklin could never be sure about his money ever again. That's just the type of threat that Teddy will make.
That shit is so crazy.
That shit crazy, bro. I'm telling you. That's enough
so
ammo.
crazy.
If season 5 does not end the way we want, that is enough ammo, in my opinion, to go with a season 6.
That's crazy. And I even though I don't want it to be a season 6, all of these storylines look like they're gonna bleed into another season. I don't think they can wrap up all of these plots in the next 3 episodes. Like, I don't think they can do it. So yeah, it's most likely gonna be a season 6. But damn, bro, you playing with my money. That's when it gets too far, bro. Like, you can snap on me like he did this episode in my face. Like, you can do all of that shit, and we can still have a mutual respect. But you touching my money, bro. You know damn well I earned this shit too. I've been on the streets working for you, bro. And then you still gonna play with me like that? Come on, dog. He gonna get Teddy out the game, bro. And hey, I won't be surprised if he talked to this agent. And what if if he ends up finding out about Cissy trying to tap into his conversation or whatever? And then obviously he gonna be mad at Cissy because, like, what the fuck you doing? But what if he has a conversation with Cissy, like, okay, let's have a conversation with me, you, and the agent. And now I can have a straight connection with me and the agent, and I can tell the agent wherever Teddy gonna be, where the drop's at, wherever the agent needs to kill Teddy, and my hands can be clean. That's where Franklin's mind could be at once we get past this whole situation with him and his mom. Him and that agent gonna end up talking to end up getting Teddy out the game, bro. Because if that situation is gonna happen with the money, that shit's causing too many problems at that point.
2 agencies against each other, because we still don't know who the agent that Cissy was talking to. We still don't know who he works for or who he represents. So you can have 2 government agencies battling each other. Franklin orchestrating one. Teddy, that's gonna be fire, bro. If they actually do that, that'll be fire. But one thing I wanted to question was, why is Teddy? I mean, Franklin's name is getting bigger, obviously, in the state of California, but why is Teddy so upset that Franklin is getting all of this legal money? Like, it doesn't make sense. I know his argument was, your face is getting too familiar. People are starting to know your name more. So if you get caught, like, a lot of your shit is going to go underwater. But Franklin sees it as, I'll be in a position of power to kind of get myself out of those situations with all the legal money that I have, plus the overseas money that these banks can't trace. So I see both sides, and I really don't see why Teddy tripping so much. Because if Franklin was just still a kingpin drug dealer, I think he would have much more of an argument. But the fact that Franklin is literally running a legitimate real estate agency, he can say, me with those drug charges or whatever, or if it is, he could probably bribe a judge or some shit. I don't know why Teddy is so pressed on it.
I actually agree with Teddy on that aspect, because once you start diving into somebody's finances, they're going to start questioning your entire background. So they're going to go back years. So they're not just going to look about right now where he's actually gotten legitimate. Like, how did you start? Like, how did you even get into these sort of businesses? Because this was a high rise for Franklin when you think about it. It's like, damn, in 3 years, now you got your own real estate. Now you're buying up all this property, $10 million worth. Where are you getting this money from? So they're going to look back. And once somebody gets the drop on you, that's when we start to see a lot of the secrets come out. And I think that's what Teddy is afraid of, because if you do get caught up, even though that you're legitimate right now, they're going to look back and say, damn, how you get this money? And then that's when the secret's going to come out about, oh, Teddy, oh, where you got this cocaine from? Oh, you're a kingpin. Oh, they're going to start learning all of this shit. And Teddy going to be one of the main ones to take the fall once they find out that the CIA was involved. So I think that's what Teddy is worried about right now. And I agree with him in that aspect, bro. Because I don't want my name to come out at all. And you're getting too close to the top. So once the more high profile you get, the more people start looking into your finances, the more they start digging into your shit. And we don't want any of that. That's why he said you can buy up the hood, but you trying to buy these $1 million businesses where the IRS is going to check your accounts at any stop and they can check it at any time. That's a dangerous game that you playing. Even though it is legitimate, that's a dangerous game.
And I understand it now that you've explained it, because Franklin is still, his early 20s? He's not even 22, 23, I don't think.
Yeah.
So, like, he's really
still... He might be 23, 24? Because he started at 19, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, he did. He started like 18, 19, So yeah, a couple years.
It was like
in
1 year in
now.
school. It was 1 year in school, and then he was out, and he was doing that shit. Yeah. So he's like 23, 24.
Still, he young. He's considered a kid, like in that world, in the real estate world, in the ownership world. He's considered a kid. So the fact that you made that point of the IRS being able to question him at any point is like, you're only like 23 years old. How the hell did you become a multi-millionaire buying all these? And you have no family history or lineage of having money ever.
Saying.
Like, you're from the projects. Like, you're from the ghetto. Like, how does this happen? So I understand that point, man. And like Teddy said, you know, you could buy up the ghetto for all I give a damn. Like, all of South Central LA, Watts, Inglewood, you could buy all that up. I really don't give a damn. But you going into Beverly Hills, you going into San Diego, San Fran, wherever the hell you buying property at that your kind is not known for really buying up, you are playing a dangerous game with that. But I don't know. I see both sides of the coin. He could use it to his advantage, but it could also check deeper into the history.
Yeah. And another point I wanted to talk about was the Parissa and Teddy. Just something real quick. I'm glad they tied that up in this episode. We see that what she wants now. She wants a relationship with Teddy, and I'm cool with that. If that could have been episode 1 or the first time we seen her type shit, that could have been shored up. But I'm glad that it makes sense now, because last episode I was kind of questioning the shit because I didn't know what she want. Did she want money? What the hell she wanted? But a relationship, I'm cool with it. Parissa, like I said last episode, she did seem like a comforting presence in that one scene where it looked like Teddy was having flashbacks. So to see that she did have feelings for him back in Tehran, it's like, okay, it looked like he was feeling her too back then too. So it's like, it makes sense now when we see everything come together. So I'll let that plot point go. Louie taking care of Kane, huge plot point. And how do you feel about that, bro? With the messing with this cop, like, how dangerous do you think this is? Because at the end of the episode, she confirmed it. She was like, yeah, I want this to go through. I need it. Mm-hmm.
I think it's not gonna go through the way she plans. I think they're gonna try to kill Kane, and it's gonna happen at a time where let's just say this is what happens. I'm predicting this to happen. I'm predicting Kane to be like, okay, yeah, I'll do business with y'all. Leon came to me on some respectful little bro, big bro shit. So I respect it, and we could be business partners from a distance. I don't fuck with y'all like that. But if y'all gonna give me money, it is what it is. It's gonna be a point where they're kind of hitting it off well, and it might be a situation where they got a drop or something. Kane gets shot at by the police, but they don't kill him. It's a missed target. And then that influences the way Kane is thinking about Franklin and Leon and all of them, like, oh, y'all tried to set me up, blah, blah, blah. And then the cat's going to come out the bag that Louie is the one that did it. And it is going to be a total fire of everybody blaming each other and pointing the finger at each other. I think that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a miscalculated hit, which leads to Kane not trusting Leon and Franklin again, which escalates the war.
But if it comes from the cops, will Kane know that it was Leon and Franklin?
But that's what I'm saying. It's going to be a situation where I think they're going to be doing business, and the cops are going to pull up wherever they're doing business at, and Kane is going to think y'all tried to set me up. Even though everybody's going to be shocked as hell, he's going to think they set him up.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a situation where he's going to be like at his trap house or whatever, and then they run up on him, because I think the cop said he went up to like the neighborhood that Kane usually is in, and he's not trying to hide at all. It looks like he's still selling drugs in the open, so you can really bring him into custody at any time, because that's just the way he's living over there. So it makes sense for them to just run up in a trap house and end up just killing him or whatever. Just say he was resisting arrest. You know how the cops do. They can make up any type of bullshit. But I think killing Kane could lead to even more blood being shed. Even having this battle with Kane, I don't think it's going to be as much blood shed as when you're going to actually kill him, because then it's going to be like Leon times 2 at that point, revolutionary Leon. Like when you talk about now it's the cops versus the blacks once again, and Leon not gonna go for that shit another time, bro. It's like, y'all kill Kane my OG. Oh no, I gotta go at y'all niggas. And I think he gonna try to rally his whole project group around him, and I think that could be a way to lose more people in the process, because y'all not on the same page with Louie and shit. So this is going to lead to more blood being shed in the process, bro. And I think that preview really showed me a lot with Louie, bro. You see what type of time she on. Franklin was like, I should have treated you like a partner this whole time. You know what I'm saying? We could still make amends right now. And Louie was like, nah, I'm straight, because she already know what type of time she on. Like, she like, nah, bro, because I see what mistakes you make in the process. I just want to be completely separated away from you, which I can respect. But making these bigger moves without without anybody knowing, come on, bro. Come on, people.
And what Jerome gonna think about it when Jerome find out? Is he gonna? I mean, they just got married, so it's like you can't divorce
Jerome,
them.
no.
Just got married. He knows that the cop is gonna kill Kane. I don't think Jerome know that. I don't think
she said that before. She said that before he proposed. Before he proposed, they talked about that. She was like, "You cool about the whole Kane situation?" And he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'm cool with that." Because she was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go through it."
I don't think he knew the whole situation. I think she was speaking from him working with them situation. I don't think she was because he said
because you remember, bro. Jerome was like, "I'm not working with that nigga, bro." Jerome said, "I'm not working with him."
But that's the thing. Like, he said it way too cool to just be okay. Like, nobody telling you I'm hiring a cop to kill somebody. That shouldn't be okay.
Yes,
yeah,
bro. She told him that. She told him that.
Especially the way Jerome acting right now, wanting to get out the game. You're digging yourself way deeper into it by
he
doing
was
something
definitely
like
cool with it.
Nah, bro,
he was definitely cool with it.
I gotta rewatch that
bro.
scene.
He was cool with it. He was like, "You cool with the officer?" Because he was like, whatever the officer name, and he's like, "You cool with the officer getting Kane out the game?" And he was like, "Yeah," because he was like, "I'm not working with him." He's like, "I'm not down with the deal that Franklin and Leon made. I'm not working with somebody who tried to kill me." So he was cool with her actually trying to kill Kane, because it was like, he a problem. He gonna get solved by getting killed, knocked out the game. It's a cop, so our hands clean unless people find out, obviously. But he definitely knew about the situation before he proposed.
Damn, I gotta watch that part again.
Yeah,
ain't no way,
bro,
Jerome. Nah, bro, because Jerome's tipping too far on the emotional scale. 1 minute you want to help the
he was though. No. But
man.
I think when you talk about his community, that's where I think the emotional side of Jerome came out, because we seen a lot of scenes where Jerome was like teary-eyed, because he actually is back where he started. He's starting to see the roots and the devastation of his community. Once again, it's like, I got to come back. I got to try to build my community back up. But when you talk about an enemy, somebody who tried to kill me, like, that shit is completely separate from my community. And I think that's why it was two different things with Jerome this episode. He was cool with the killing, but when he seen his community, he was like, "No, I got to build this back up."
And he went back to the crib too. And I didn't even think about it, bro. Like, we have not seen them at the crib like in what, a season and a half, damn near.
Yeah,
bro.
It's been a long time.
He went back
It's been
to
a long
the crib.
time.
I'm like, damn, where it all started, bro. Where it all started.
But let's play the season 5, episode 8 trailer, and the title of this episode will be Celebration.
I now pronounce you husband and wife.
This is how we control our future.
Better the devil you know, right?
I will not go to war against my own blood. I should have treated you like a partner. It's not too late.
Yeah, it is.
FX's Snowfall. All new next Wednesday at
When I tell you next episode finna be so crazy, bro.
That
shit
bro.
Finna be so crazy. Because you see, she talking to Teddy. What do you think she's talking to Teddy about? She trying to get her own little section away from Frank. She don't even want to be under Frank no more when it comes to the cocaine supply. She want her own shit. And you already heard Teddy tell Frank like an episode or two ago about, you got to get your house in order. So the fact that Louie is talking to Teddy straight up is already an issue in and by itself. And the fact she talking to Franklin and saying, yeah, we beefing at this point. Like, there's no way we can make amends. Yeah, Louie on her own, her Malcolm X shit.
Could she be talking to Teddy also about maybe giving her protection, since she is paying the LAPD to kill Kane? Could she be coming to him like, hey, I basically signed this hit with the LAPD. If my name ever get brought up, could you guarantee me some safety if I agree to do business with you or whatever? It could be something like that. So it could be both.
That's crazy, bro. I thought we was back cool. It's been an up and down ride for all of these characters, because there's no way I could predict these arcs for these characters, because at one point earlier in the season, it was like, okay, it's definitely finna be Franklin versus Louie. And then it was like, oh, no, it's going to be Franklin versus Teddy. And then it's like, okay, nah, then both of those shits look like they was out the window when Kane came in. And then it's like, okay, now it's going to be Franklin versus Teddy again and Franklin versus Louie. It's like, okay, so we still beefing with these two at the end of the day. So Louie is going to be the first problem that we have to handle. And it's funny because Jerome said, I don't want beef with my people. Like, you know, that's my nephew. Like, I don't want beef with him, but Louie don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
Yeah.
Crazy, bro. That shit is crazy. Because I want to know how Jerome is going to react to all this shit because Louie does not give a fuck anymore. So is Jerome going to be a part of this? Because he does love Louie. You just married her in this episode. Will he just ride behind her, even though he doesn't agree with this whole movement that she has going on? That's why I got to see Jerome. And I think that's going to hinge on whether he lives or die right now. Because he sees the tirade that Louie's on where you follow behind her just because that's your lady. And I'm going to just ride or die with her. When it's like, bro, you doing some shit I don't even agree with for real. So I don't know.
I don't know where it's headed. All I know is he's in a situation right now where he really has a decision to make. You know, like, do I just leave you and side with my nephew? Like, he could do some shit and leave both and not side with either of them. Jerome could very well just take whatever cut he got of whatever money that's all his and go do Jam and Jerome. He could still be married to Louie and they just not literally be together. But I don't know. Jerome could easily just walk away and be out the way. But he loves Louie too much to leave her in it by herself. Exactly. So that's why I say he really has a decision to make. Like, because he's either going to have to say, F both of y'all, I'm going to go do my own thing, or he just going to ride out with Louie.
And it's funny because he came to the realization, like, this was like a heavy Jerome-centric episode. Like, Jerome felt like he was in every other scene in this episode. So it's like, we get that emotional arc, and then we see him just riding behind Louie and just doing whatever she wants to do. Like, he's not really having a mind for his own well-being or his own, you know, aspirations. That's kind of weird after this episode. I feel like he should at least have that in the back of his mind. Like, okay, I still want to do this. I still want to build up my community at the end of the day. But it's like, damn, you got to protect your girl. So, it's tough, bro. It's definitely going to be tough. Because I
still don't know what Louie wants. I still don't know what Louie wants, bro. Like, when Franklin asks her that, yeah, like, she just wants more power in whatever field. Like, whether it's legal money, drug money, whatever she can do to be the top dog, she's going to do. If it's hiring the LAPD to do dirty work for you or signing real estate deals, she's with all of it.
And I don't forget what season it was, bro, but this is when Louie wasn't even in the game for real, but somebody had ended up saying, man, the more Louie gets this feeling of power, the more she's going to want more and more and more. I don't forget what season that was, but somebody ended up saying that she doesn't care what she has at this moment. She always just wants to keep improving her status and get more and more and more. And she really doesn't care until she gets to the absolute top of this game, bro. And it's obvious she's obviously not close to it because she's underneath Franklin. So I think that's her motivation, just to get more, bro, because it hasn't been a clear definition of what she wants.
Right.
Yeah, so that shit definitely gonna be crazy, bro. Any other predictions for episode 8?
No, that's it.
Yeah, bro, you can hit it with the social media.
You can follow us on Twitter at QE Podcast 1, Instagram at QANDE Podcast. Our Facebook and YouTube pages are Q&E Podcast, and our Gmail is QANDEpodcast@gmail.com.
Yes, and you can subscribe to all of our podcast platforms. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And you can subscribe to our Q&E media page. It is QANDEmedia.com. Our Instagram is QANDE Media, and our Twitter is QE Media. We appreciate all you guys for listening and watching. And definitely hit that subscribe button. And we out. Peace.